now we are back.
Now we're back. Yes, after the main show where we talked with Bettina Hartmann, a very interesting and a very articulate woman who could say just what she wanted to say. Great pleasure to listen to. And so we're here to bring up anything that her talk sort of stirred within us, but we're not confined to just talking about what we had in the show.
Whatever comes up. And Bettina said she would come, and I hope she has not the same problems as she had before. Yeah. Anyway, we are waiting for her, but in the meantime, we say hello to Georgi or Georgi, or how do you call yourself?
It is Georgi. In Bulgarian, it's called Georgi.
Georgi. So you call from Bulgaria?
That's right. I'm Bulgarian.
Wow.
I like Bulgaria. When I was 19, I was there in Sofia and on the Black Sea, yeah, because I was married with a half Bulgarian man. I mean, his mother was Bulgarian, so it says a little bit to me. Nice to have you. How did you find this talk? I mean, how did you find out about the talk?
Well, I follow you in Google Plus, and I usually receive notifications about your talks and your conversations. So it was I was aware about this talk. I couldn't listen and watch it since the beginning because I had some other engagements. So probably I came in the middle of the conversation, but I really liked it, and I think Bettina is a very energetic person with a very broad knowledge and sense of the topics of aging and mindful aging. So for me, it's a very important topic. I'm very interested in aging, in all issues related to elderly people, and for me it was a very good conversation, rich of information, of impressions. So thank you very much to you and for Bettina.
Well, thank you. I'm very glad. So our effort to invite people is not in vain when you found it by that, because often we don't really know. I don't want to spam people, you know, and I think, shall I invite them again, and blah, 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 you know. So I'm glad you found us. And here is Bettina.
Yes, I of course used the wrong link, so I was just seeing you, but I wasn't a part of it. So it took me a while to understand that I was the wrong place.
Okay, now you are here. Yeah. That's great. We have Georgi from Bulgaria here, and you heard what he said about you. And we said about you, I think Bettina is right when she said she is quite smart.
I'm not sure I exactly said that, but
well, she's not the only one, though. No,
but you know, it's really great how you are able to say that, and it's not even your language. You know, it's really.
Yep, that articulate quality you have of being able to explain just what you want to say. It's clear.
It's good.
It's a gift.
A lot of practice.
Yep, I'm sure. Oh yeah, practice makes you better at your gift. Yes.
I had a Scottish boss in my first job, so I had to speak English at work because in the beginning he didn't understand Danish, and all our reports were in English. And in the beginning I wasn't really very good, and I remember the first year I had to give a speech in English, and he was sitting like this. Because I thought it was, I'm not sure if it was the English or the content, but he really didn't like it. He was sitting like this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting fired.
Okay, Georgi, you have the experience now in a completely different country. I wonder if you would like to tell us a little bit, or ask Bettina to you know, that we do a little bit of an exchange here.
Yeah, what would you like to know about Bulgaria? What you're interested in? Could you specify?
just you heard how it is in Denmark, no? Before Bettina, for instance, said that they have. She feels that it is a traditional society which has very, let's say, postmodern, very green values, but it's still more or less traditional. And Bulgaria was part of the ex-East bloc, we say, yeah, in English too. So you have quite a different condition, no? And where are you now there in Bulgaria?
Yes, it is true. Now I see what you mean. Yes, first of all, we have the heritage of being part of the Ottoman Empire for 5 centuries.
Ottoman Empire.
It's a really different experience. So Bulgarians are by tradition Orthodox Christians, but we were part of a Muslim empire, and it was a really different way of living for Bulgarians for many centuries. So first of all, we are very influenced by this Middle Eastern way of living and traditions, by the culture of the Ottoman Empire, which is still reflected in our way of behaving. We are a very centralized country. We are very traditional and very collectivist country. I mean, people here are very related to their clans, to their broad families and their communities, and we are very separated in the thinking of I and we. So usually people in Bulgaria perceive themselves in terms of we. So the individual is part of the we way of thinking, not about I way of thinking. So we are both traditionalists in this way of living of the Ottoman Empire, and of the second half, you're right, we were part of the Soviet, let's say, country, circle of countries who were dependent on the Soviet Union. We were officially independent country, but as a matter of fact, Bulgaria was a very loyal partner of the communist regime, and the communist in Moscow and the communist regime in Bulgaria was also very hard. So a lot of things that you can find in the books of Sakharov or Solzhenitsyn, very famous dissident, about the Soviet Union, actually the same thing happened in Bulgaria. And after that, we are now in a very strange transitional period for already 27 years after the fall of communism. So we are on the way for more democracy and freedom. But we are really on the way. We are not really full democracy. Not in the way, I mean, what is the Scandinavia, what is Germany, what is the United Kingdom. It's a little bit different thing. There's still corruption, there's a lot of political influence in the business sector. There are people who actually wash the money of the Communist Party and still exist. There are a lot of oligarchs here, just in the Russian model. So we are on our way to become more free, more democratic society, but it's a really, really hard way. And for me personally, being part of the European Union is a great achievement of our society. Unfortunately, many Bulgarians do not understand what does it mean that we became members of the European Union, and usually Bulgarians think that being part of the European Union is only about being having another masters like we have in Moscow before. No. But it's really in our mentality. We still don't perceive ourselves as an equal partner in these international processes. And this is what I could say about Bulgaria right now. A country in a very long way in transition. And as You know, in the Bible, it was said that Moses led the Jews for 40 years. I really doubt that for the Bulgarian people, 40 years will be enough. We already have 27 years. We already have 27 years in the move. But I don't believe that in the next 13 years, the mentality of the people will be so changed that it will be really what I wish to see in my country.
Yeah,
But we try to make something.
yeah, thank you for this
Yeah.
wonderful talk. So it's right the opposite to what we heard from Bettina, no? The individual autonomy against being part of a we, which is nothing against it. It's only to find the right way, you know? Yeah. Cultural difference. By the way, we are living in Italy. I'm German and he's American. And we are living in Italy, and here is also mentality quite different to Northern European countries, you know. It's very much, it's similar, like I would say in many ways, like in Bulgaria, because this is still, the mentality is family and clan and, you know, mafia and things like that.
That's a good deal of corruption here too.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a very famous psychologist called Geert Hofstede. He's from the Netherlands, and Hofstede worked in IBM in the 60s and 70s, and he made a huge research on the intercultural differences. So he said that yes, the Italians, the Greeks, the Bulgarians, the Turks, the Eastern Europeans have something in similar in terms of clan, family, belonging to some kind of community, and it's true. So yeah, Bulgarians and Italians have something in common in this.
Yeah. Bettina, this is the study you were talking about earlier, no?
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly that study, and I don't think it's ever been done so comprehensively as he did it. Because back then there weren't that many global companies. IBM was one of them. I guess today you could do the study again because there would be a lot more global companies. And it could be interesting because it is like 30, 40 years ago. And of course there has been changes. But it's a very interesting study and it definitely helped me a lot. I traveled around with work in the 90s. And it really helped me understand the cultures I was exposed to and helped me navigate. And it also helped me understand my own culture. And even, for example, Sweden and Denmark are very different. Swedes are much more, much less autonomous and much more consensus seeking than Danes are. So it's interesting to see that how different the countries are. Yeah.
Well, we get packages from via Amazon from America, from the UK, from Germany, and from Italy. And the service is a little different with each country.
Also, Amazon is quite international. When you think about normal Italy stuff, you cannot even read the websites because they are a catastrophe. You don't know where to click to go where they want you to go.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk about that. What I find is interesting is that in many ways we didn't really talk about integral theory, but in both of your talks, let's say, there came the differences of the levels of development very clearly. I'm wondering if you know about Ken Wilber and integral theory, Georgi?
Probably my connection, my internet connection is not in a good condition.
Could you? Sorry. Yeah, I asked. Yeah, I asked if you know about Ken Wilber and integral theory.
No, I don't know.
Okay, because what you talk is very much an expression of what partly is described there, you know. That is, like Bettina did in her talk before, she didn't name often theory, but it was exactly what is in there, what is described by theory. And Bettina has described her experience when she read the books of Ken Wilber, and she said, that I already knew, but I didn't know how to say it and how to put it into how to say, in the system. Yeah. So that is, so if you don't know him, try to read not the biggest book first.
One of his little ones.
Yeah.
I will have in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And keep connected with us. We are happy to, we are sort of an online integral salon, where we want to inspire people to come together to talk about these topics, and maybe we might know a little bit more than a pure beginner, and so what we can give, we are happy to give, you know, but we are by no means experts.
But we don't want to know a lot more, do we?
We want to know always more.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we do,
Okay.
at least me.
All right.
So you said at the beginning, Georgi, that you were inspired by the topic aging and age. Did I understand it right?
Yes, I'm interested in aging, and especially in what happens with people, with what happens in the changing society, with this change. It's not just about the individual transition from one age to another age. I'm also interested in the social processes. This is very important for me, probably because my parents are now old, and I'm interested in their life. I would like to know more about their lives and their needs, and to support them to be more active. So I'm interested in this for my personal reasons, and also because I'm a psychologist. Now I remember who was Ken Wilber, actually. I have one of his books, but it's translated in Bulgaria, but I must admit I haven't read it. So,
no problem.
So as a psychologist, one of my master degrees was a developmental psychology, and I'm interested. It's usually the focus on the children, the adulthood, but usually very few psychologists are interested in aging. And now, because of my personal experience, I actually started looking for more information. I have a lot of books now, and I'm very interested in everything related to aging, especially adult education, and how people learn something, how could be organized a kind of non-formal education for elderly people, and everything related to silver economy, a kind of services, stocks and products, especially made for elderly people. I met several people who are very actively engaged in the movement of the universities of the third age. There is such movement, and there is an international association of the universities of the third age, which are not exactly universities, but they're usually related to some real universities, and elderly people could take some lectures. Even in Italy, there is such university, at least one. And I'm working with my friends on creating something like this in Bulgaria, a Bulgarian university of the third age.
Yeah.
And thinking about the way how to make it, how to organize a kind of educational activities, how to make more people, how to provoke them to participate in such activities, to be socially active, to meet with other people, to stop this kind of self-regulation of living that active way of living. So I would like to stimulate more people to remain in the field of the various activities they could do even after they're retired.
Yeah.
So that's why your show is interesting, very interesting.
You know
And
that
I regularly watch it.
yeah. You know that we had a whole series, and especially in 2 weeks from today, then we will have 9 people from the show guests. 9 of them will be with us. And when you come and then write your questions or what you want, you have a lot of people who might answer. You might know more than we do about that, you know. I would invite you to do that. Because I actually don't really know. I know that these things exist in Germany, but I'm here,
I don't know.
a little bit. They make some talks every now and then on Saturday evening, but it's not really, here the old age is still mainly family. And this is also, as I said before, a little bit with Bettina, that not having children in a surrounding like this, where you are alone, because you don't have a family, getting really old, I don't know. I'm a little bit preoccupied, and I think maybe I go to some other country.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, Georgi, you actually have an interest in a field that is expanding and growing, because people who are older now are more numerous than ever, you know, because there's so damn many of us now, you know. We don't die so soon.
Hopefully we
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what the average life expectancy is in your countries? I think it's around 80 in Denmark, a little higher for the women, maybe 82.
Yeah.
And maybe 79 for men.
Mm-hmm. It's close to that in America, but some people are seeing slight declines in expectations in America now.
Because of the food, because of the life conditions,
Chronic,
you know,
chronic health problems.
diabetes and the
obesity.
this is playing into it. I don't know how it is in Germany. No idea. I haven't thought about it to look it up. How is it in Bulgaria? They are known for eating garlic and become 100 years old. This is the stereotype about Bulgarian people, which I have heard.
Yeah, the stereotype is that if people eat yogurt, they will live very long. But actually, it's about 74 for men and 76 for women.
Oh, that's not so long.
Mm-hmm.
They don't eat enough yogurt, so.
There's not enough garlic, that's it. Yeah.
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 Garlic is a good food.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
At this point, I'm hungry, actually. I would like to eat something. But Georgi, stay in contact. We will also, after the end of the show, we have already 4 more shows in June, which will be to the topic of aging, and other topics we will take on too. But you're invited. Thank you.
And Georgi, do you go on Facebook also?
Yes, I follow. Yes, I follow the page. I don't remember.
All right,
you see, Masterminding Integral Aging. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to be sure you know that. Good.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Well,
it was really good meeting you, Georgi, and thank you for your input. So interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why we do that, to find people that are out of nowhere. Then they pop up and we can exchange things, because otherwise we are, you know, we talk together
isolated,
a lot, but
like old people with no children.
No,
they only invited me because they don't know anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And I find it so inspiring to talk with other people, hear other ideas, other ways of living, as you both did, you know. And this is what we need: connection. We need to come together and talk, and we do that. And I'm grateful for that. Okay. Some last word, somebody? That was mine, by the way.
That was your last word?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's
Thank you,
mindful
Bettina.
aid the rest of the week.
Okay. Any last remark, Georgi?
Well, it was my pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for the invitation to join this talk. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Italy.
And you too.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
And your last word?
I'm ready for some supper.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is the last word. Have a nice evening.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye-bye.